Hey guys, I am back. I'm going to see if there's going to be any people tuning in. I'm trying to do this a little bit later in the afternoon than I did yesterday, hoping to catch more people. And I don't see anybody yet, so we'll see. My apologies for dogs barking. Hi there. You're back. Oh, sorry for my dogs barking in the background. They will stop shortly. Hi, Jody Lynn. Dogs barking. This is like the worst plan ever. It never fails. Oh my goodness, I might have to go yell at them. Lord have mercy. So hi guys, I'm back and hopefully I won't have to go yell at my dogs to calm down. They think someone's here. And unfortunately our front door is like right outside here. But, drives me crazy. So I have some updates I wanted to share that I've heard about YouTube. And then I also wanted to share with you guys, I had mentioned talking about like my first reborn. Hello, Spain. And I pulled out my first reborn doll, so I figured I could share that with you guys so you guys can see like reborns back when I very first got my very first reborn, and I want to say it was like the year 2000, and then comparison to, you know, Lucy that you guys know that I currently have now. So I'm glad that I got some updated information on what's going on with YouTube, so I'm really excited to kind of share that with you guys. I think it's important information that I think that all YouTubers out there will find helpful, especially with the frustration of dealing with the demonetizing of all of our videos, and hopefully, I don't know if it'll really put anybody at ease. Hello, Miss Erica Jones. Good afternoon to you too. I'm glad you could tune in. Greetings from Greece. Hello to Greece out there. But I find that even though it may not make us more at ease necessarily to what's happening, it'll at least maybe make more sense to you guys out there. So I'll get that out of the way first, because I don't want to beat a dead horse. I don't want to keep talking about it if it's not going to make a difference and there's nothing we can do, which virtually that's what it boils down to. But at least you guys will hopefully, hello Jackie, you guys will kind of get the gist of maybe what's happening and just getting a better understanding of, you know, how these demonetizing of videos are happening helps me at least, you know, not feel as like, what the heck's going on. So yesterday we were talking about, someone had put out there that YouTube had hired a bunch of college students to review the videos. So I found out that that's not necessarily the case. I'm almost 100% positive that's not what they're doing. So I spoke with a friend, and I'm not going to mention her name because I don't know if she wants her name mentioned live. But her and I were speaking about this, and her son is actually in the business and knows how YouTube kind of works behind the scenes, how they manage, you know, people's channels and the information coming and going, and trying to, you know, go through people's channels and make sure that the content is suitable. So YouTube is huge, guys. Let's kind of put this into perspective for a second. YouTube is ginormous. There are millions of YouTube channels out there. So, hello there. How are you? It's impossible to actually have humans monitoring every channel. It's virtually impossible. Even if, like, just for smaller channels, we have how many of our videos that are coming up demonetized that may not be suitable for most advertisers. There's quite a few just on my channel alone. Hello, Ambrosia's Dollhouse. So here's the gist of it, and this will make more sense to you guys once you hear it. A lot of you have probably heard of artificial intelligence. We've all heard of it. And really what's going on is these big companies like YouTube especially, they have these artificial intelligence systems. Hello, I'm not sure how to pronounce your name, so I don't want to butcher it. What they have is they have these artificial intelligence that are set up to read the algorithms of people posting videos. So there's certain verbiage, words being used, different language things that I think YouTube is looking for and searching for through these algorithms with artificial intelligence to basically make sure that none of us are putting up bad content. So they have basically computers that are set up to be like live people that will track things and catch things. So that's what artificial intelligence is. It's like in place of a person, either reading through something or reviewing something. And so in this sense, they're reviewing the algorithms on our channel. So that could indicate, you know, something in the title. It could indicate something while you're videoing. It could, you know, that there's algorithms throughout the whole breakdown of what we're doing when we're putting a video out there. Things that are very far beyond my capability of my brain functioning and really understanding. I'm not in that business, so I don't get it 100%, but I do understand the idea of it. And so there are millions of these artificial intelligence machines out there, I'm sure. Oh, greetings back to you in India. But essentially, as good of a system as, you know, a computer system can be to try to catch different information. And the reason why they're doing it, I'm not 100% sure. I'm not sure if it's pedophiles. I'm not sure if it's just, you know, advertisers are more sensitive to the content being, you know, combined with their advertising. You know, our videos are basically giving out their advertising. So I'm guessing advertisers may not want to be affiliated with certain channels for different reasons. I have no idea that part of it. But it does make sense to me that if there's a computer going through and checking things and all they know is to, you know, catch tags of certain words and or things that may think that there could be something shady or weird on the video, they're going to flag it. They're going to put, hello, Marlene? Marlene. Hi. I know that way it's a simple thing where they can, you know, demonetize it and, you know, you can request a review. Now, what I'm not 100% sure of is who's actually doing the manual review, because when I was told from YouTube that they actually have a live person, living person, to do the manual reviews, I'm thinking that it's probably not the case. It's probably another artificial intelligence thing that's basically re-reviewing, whether they're watching the video through or they're just looking at the general coding, the algorithm. You know, that's the big question that I don't quite understand. My guess is it's still, you know, looking a little further into the algorithm of it and maybe some wording and stuff. I don't know if baby is coming up as like that weird something there. Hi, Maya. Yes, I remember you from yesterday. Welcome back. So that's basically what I found out, guys. So I think that in the end, what we can kind of sum up from that is there's nothing we can do about it. That's also why when you contact YouTube and ask them, when I contacted them, I should say, and I asked them to please explain to me, what is it in my content that is flagging this as inappropriate? They couldn't tell me an answer because they don't know. They have machines that are doing this work for them, then they're not going to know, you know, what's in the algorithm that's making my videos come up as not being suitable. So, you know, talking with my friend, she had very wise advice, is to not really stress about it because there's nothing you can do about this. Yes, it is really sad and scary, but in the end, I don't think they can prevent you from creating a new channel if that should happen to you and your channel gets deleted. I don't think they can stop you from doing that. I think that's what other people have done. I've seen other people create new channels left and right just because they didn't like the name of their channel and they wouldn't let them change their name after a certain number of times. Or they didn't like their subs that were subscribing to their channel, so they just were really funny about it and decided to close a channel and restart up a new channel and send out notifications to their list of friends that they wanted to have being able to view it. So I don't know why this is happening. I don't know if it's going to get worse. I don't know any of that information, unfortunately, but at least knowing that it's happening randomly across the board to so many channels. There's a little bit of, maybe it's crazy to think this way, but there's a little bit of, apologies for my dogs. Lord have mercy. Every time I go to video, they could be quiet all day long, you guys, and my dogs will go nuts the minute I do something that requires me to have silence in the background. If they keep going, I'm going to have to boot them out of the room behind me. But ultimately, it's going to drive me nuts. But ultimately, there's nothing you can do about it, so it doesn't help to stress. I think people get into a panic, and I don't think panicking is going to help. I don't think... Oh, you're so funny. Thanks. This is my hair after I've done hot yoga this morning, and I just haven't done anything with it. Bear with me, guys. You'll see me just pop out for a second. Stop. Go lay down. Go on. Thank you. Sorry, guys. Back again. Okay, sorry. Hopefully they'll settle down. But there's not much you can do about it, so there's no sense in worrying at this point. I think we should continue to just make videos, do what we like to do, and enjoy it, because no matter the changes we make, I don't think it's going to make a difference. I think they're going to flag them if they're going to flag them. If you've already had videos that have been flagged on your channel, I think they're going to continue to flag them. Like I said yesterday, I haven't had all Dolly related videos being flagged. Thank you. I think they're rather dumb most of the time because they bark at nothing. Oh, what is the healthy budget for reborns? Well, we'll talk about that. Hello, Miss Diana. They do listen occasionally, but my guess is they'll probably bark some more. But I'll talk about reborns and some pricing. I'll just finish up this topic and we can move along. Hello, Captive Hearts. Thank you. My hair is actually a hot mess, you guys. This is what it looks like after I've taken a bar class and then a hot yoga class. And it was curly yesterday, so it's a little crazy today. Thank you. Hello, Rustic Alaskan Reborns. So, okay. So wrapping that up, just a quick recap, there's nothing we can do about it. Let's go on and enjoy our hobby, you guys. I don't want to see people just suddenly not making videos that they love, because what is the point? Hello, Madison. If we can't do what we like to do, what's the point of being on YouTube? There really isn't. So I say we stick with doing what we like to do. Maybe, you know, don't show the baby parts as much. I don't know if that's going to make a difference, but I think we should enjoy our hobby, because ultimately it's I think that if we start really sensitizing our videos so that we only do, you know, nobody will show a doll, no one's going to tune in and watch that. We tune in because we want to see the dolls. We want to see you guys interact with your dolls. We want to see you changing your dolls. So if we all stop doing that, what do we have left to our channels? So I think we should just continue on. Try not to stress about it. Thank you. Well, not changing them, I don't know if that's going to work. Yes, Erica, it does make sense. Hello there. It totally makes sense that how it's random. It makes sense why it's not on all doll videos. One was actually of the 9/11, one of my videos was of the 9/11 memorial. There was nothing offensive about it. It was paying tribute to the 9/11. There was nothing sensitive. There was nothing strange about it. And that still, after review, they deemed it not suitable. And I basically just I took it down because there was no point in having it up there. And that was from how many years ago? So I think that we need to enjoy our dolls. We need to enjoy our hobbies. So I'm going to continue changing videos. I don't ever change the diapers on my dolls anyways. So to me, it's neither here nor there. I'm not doing anything different. And unless something happens that I've done inappropriately, I don't think that they'll take down my channel. I don't think they have a reason to. But on that note, you know, for those that have had their channels removed, if it is an artificial intelligence, you know, being, then they're not going to give you an explanation. It's a machine. It's a machine basically that says, okay, this one's going to be deleted for whatever their reasoning is. They don't have to give a reason. It's a machine. That's probably why they're not getting any feedback. Yep, mentioning anything religious may be something in the algorithm. Hi Gianna, sorry. Let's we all enjoy bathing and powdering. Yes, yes. I think that there are sensitive words, religion, something that mentions, you know, perhaps nudity, something that's going to mention politics, maybe a sensitive subject, you know, any of those things that are considered like sensitive, race related, things like that could also be a trigger. Yeah, I think that religion is a big one, and that might be one of those tags that they're just like, nope, don't want it on there, it's too controversial. It could be that as well. Oh, that's the thing, is I think that if they remove, or if you get your channel like taken down, say that they decide that they're gonna take down your channel, I would do a new channel. That's how I would handle that. That's just simply, it's my prerogative to have a channel. And hi Suzanne, it's my prerogative to have a channel, and I feel like it's my freedom of speech, so I would just put a new one up. I wouldn't care. That's just me. But the last video, not the one I did yesterday, but I did one video, like I want to say maybe a couple months ago. I agree with you, Jackie. We do need to carry on and just enjoy our hobbies. But the last time I talked about what's going, you know, I think my title was "What's Up with YouTube," it was demonetized immediately. It was the first time I had talked about this happening on my channel. Done. Literally, I posted the video and within minutes it was demonetized. It was like the fastest I've seen it happen ever. It was so strange to me, which I kind of thought it would happen because that was the mailman, by the way, guys. Yeah, it was the fastest demonetizing. Usually takes a good day or so before they throw that up there on my channel on a video. Nope, immediately. So I don't think that they like that we're talking about this stuff, but it's our prerogative to do so. Oh my gosh, you guys, this is what I deal with. I do not have any Russia artist reborns at this time. I have had some in the past though, and they're gorgeous. So we're going to wrap up that topic. I'm going to yell at my dogs one more time, so hopefully they'll lay down and be quiet so that we can continue on with the other topic that I wanted to talk about. I had talked about, you know, how reborns and reborn collectors were being depicted in the general public, or, you know, how they depict us, and that kind of brought up how long I've had reborns. And someone had asked me yesterday if, because I still have my very first reborn. I can't remember the Russian artist's name currently. I'd have to look it up for you, but I can probably try to find it for you. But I do still have my very first reborn. She is packed away. I purchased her back in the year 2000. Oh, it's going to drive me crazy. One more second, guys. I'm going to yell at them and tell them to lay down, and then we can get on with this. Excuse me. Go lay down. Go lay down. Thank you. There. Hopefully they'll behave now. Good Lord. They could be quiet sleeping the rest of the day, but nope, when I want to make a video, come on. So my first reborn, like I said this yesterday, is that I've been collecting dolls from the time I was a child, and that's no joke. All kinds of dolls. But when I discovered like the very first reborn was back in like the year 2000, maybe 2001, and it wouldn't be what I would consider like what I would call a reborn today, because it's barely painted. It's actually, yeah, they like to let me know a lot of things when it's not necessary, my dogs. But this reborn, for some reason, when I saw it, and I happened to see this reborn, it was the first one I ever seen on eBay. And this is a reborn that is basically got like a flour sack for weight in its body. This is how they made them back then. And it's the funniest thing to me. She's sitting over here, which I'm going to show you her in a second. And they basically took like a Behringer doll from the store, and what they did is they like removed like the hair color, even though it was like textured where they had hair on their heads, and then they glue this wig like at the top, and then it would just kind of fall down to their hair. It was like an ugly, awful wig. But the way the pictures were like in the auction, like, the pictures were great pictures at the time. I'd never seen a doll that looked so, I'm into both open and closed eyes babies. It depends. I kind of go back and forth. I like them both. So I decided I was going to spend the $100 because that's what they cost. This is what this doll cost me, was $100, because there's something about the eyes that reminded me of my youngest daughter at the time. She had the same shaped eyes, and in a picture, she looked really cool, but was she? Not really. So you're about to see my very first reborn, you guys, and she's been packed away. I keep her packed away because I want to, it's just kind of to remember what, you know, got me started into this hobby and what they looked like back then. So different. Ashton Drake Gallery babies. Yes, I remember those. I had several of those babies. So this, I'm going to grab her. You guys are going to die. It's hilarious. Okay. This is my very first reborn. And you can see she's got like discoloration. I don't know what it's from because she's been packed away in a box. She literally is a big baby, and what's in her body is a flour sack. Like it's hard and it's heavy. But this is the doll, and that's when they had 3/4 or quarter arms and quarter length legs, so that they just had like from here just past their wrists, and same with their ankles. And she's barely blushed. Like, she's not really painted, you guys. This is like, these are the first reborns that were out there. So she does have a wig, but I'm gonna take her little hat off and you're gonna see, like, this is glued on over top of this is the funniest thing. She's lasted a long time though. She's like 16 years old, 17 years old. And that's the type of wig that they used to just glue on. That's my first reborn. Is that funny, you guys? So yeah, she's like good 10 pounds. I think the discoloration is she might have leaned up against something because it's vinyl. But at the time, I thought this was like the most amazing thing ever. Like, oh my gosh, nothing I've ever seen like this. Oh my gosh, Ashton Drake Emily, love, love, love. Reborn Tink, yes, I do like that kit actually. She was great for the time. They've certainly come a long way. That's why I keep her. Like, I wouldn't ever be able to sell her. Even back when I probably could have sold her, I wouldn't have sold her. She is big. Yes, she's huge. Look at the size of this thing. And she's heavy. Flour sack. That's reborn waiting back in the day, you guys. Flour sack in the middle of the doll. Isn't she funny though? That cracks me up. So yeah, so she will stay with me probably forever. I don't know. But so there's the first reborn I ever had. Now let's compare to Miss Lucy over here. Oh, she's been sleeping and is swaddled. And then we compare to, here's a newer baby, which I'll unwrap her so you guys can see her. Here's Miss Lucy, you guys. She says hello to everybody out there. The realism and comparison when you put them side by side just cracks me up. It's so funny to me how far they've come. I love her too, Jackie. She's my favorite little baby girl. She's just a little bundle, and she actually looks pretty good size on camera, but she's truly a newborn. Yeah, she is silicone. Yes, there she is. Hello, Auntie Diana. So Janica Sculpt, which is what Lucy is, she's the Janica Sculpt by Claire Taylor, and Claire Taylor is definitely my favorite silicone artist out there. I have a lot of favorite artists, but I keep coming back to Claire Taylor's silicone, I think, for purposes of the fact that I really like the feel of her silicone best. And for me, it is a lot about the feel. I used to not be like the typical collector that would hold my dolls or interact with them a lot. I know everybody's waiting for a Claire Taylor baby. And honestly, I think that it'll be worth the wait, you guys. I know that she's been backed up and very, very busy, but when you get your babies, I know that you're gonna fall in love with them. Yeah, Claire's amazing. She's in high demand. Her and Romy Stridham are probably my two top favorite artists. I've had several babies by both of them, and I think that by far their silicone is the nicest. 3 more weeks. The countdown. It's killing me, so it's got to be killing you. Every time I watch one of your videos, I'm waiting to hear an update. It's like waiting to give birth in the last final, days of your pregnancy. It's so hard to wait. Gabby Gal, yep, amazing, amazing kits. Those babies are gorgeous. I feel your pain. Oh my gosh. Yes, I love her work as well. Svetlana, yes, I have heard of her work. She does beautiful dolls. Yeah, Claire's work, and there are a lot of artists that are great out there. There are a lot of great silicone artists. Don't get me wrong. It's not that I don't like other artists. I've had a lot of babies by lots of different artists, and I have always come back to specific ones. Joanna Kay, another one who sculpts brilliantly. Hard to get your hands on her dolls though. Romy Stridham creates beautiful, lovely dolls. Here's the thing. Here's my take on it. I've had a doll by every top artist at one point in time or another. I've also had a Claire Taylor doll at the same time I've had a Romy Stridham doll, so I could compare the differences in the feel of the silicone. And hands down, Claire Taylor silicone is just like nothing else out there. Yeah, gosh, Erica, I know, I'm sorry. I want you to get your baby too. Like, I want people to get their babies so that I can enjoy seeing them. I want to see them when they're finished. Natalie Blick, she's also a great sculptor. There's a lot of great sculptors out there. I wish some of these other artists would make their dolls in silicone so I could see what it'd be like to have their dolls in silicone. Romy Stridham babies are very heavy. I agree. Here's the thing. Romy Stridham started making dolls. They were always on the larger side, so they were always above 10, 11 pounds. And the problem with that is silicone, it's dead weight. So if it's soft silicone, when you go to pick the doll up, I always worried with my Romy dolls that it would compromise and possibly damage their silicone, like behind their knees if they had bent legs, under their armpits if you pick them up. So I was always very cautious about handling them. And Huang, yes, yes. I do know of her. She does beautiful dolls too, but there's something funky about the noses on her dolls. I don't know what it is. Every doll I've seen and I've liked had kind of a weird shaped nose, and I couldn't get past it. Just being honest. Other than that, I think she's brilliant. But that was my concern with Romy dolls. But she is making newborn sized babies, so they're under 10 pounds now, and so I think there's less worry with that. Yes, so much. They're so well worth it. I think that the money I have put into certain dolls is worth every single penny. People would probably think we're crazy, and I'm sure they do think we're crazy for what we spend on these dolls. But I honestly, I feel like they're totally, totally worth every penny if you fall in love with them. That's the key. So you guys have seen me. If you guys have followed me for any length of time, certain subs have definitely followed my channel longer than others. I have had a revolving door of dolls come in and out of my my nursery. I am aware of it. I haven't lately because I've settled and I'm very happy with what I have. And here, I'm going to tilt her sideways so you guys can see her a little bit better. But in all honesty, you guys, I have to love the doll to have a large amount of money invested in the doll and keep it in my nursery. If I don't love it, it doesn't stay. That's it, period. No ifs, ands, or buts. It's just how it is for me, because it's too much money sitting tied up into a doll that I may not do anything with. I can spend that money elsewhere, like in our house, because we've been renovating our house for like forever. We're always renovating our house. But for me, I've gone back to Romy dolls, and then I've gone back to Claire dolls. I've had a Joanna K baby in the mix. I've had Thistleberry babies. Those are also beautifully sculpted. Melissa McCrory is a great artist. She has been around probably the longest of all silicone. I think she was one of the very first people to come out with a silicone doll. So she's been around forever. So she knows her stuff about silicone. I'm just not particularly in love with a lot of her sculpts. I'm reading the comment from Diana. Oh gosh, I hope not. I hope you don't have to wait that long. I think once Claire gets caught up, I think with the hurricane that came through, it really set her behind. And she's just been playing catch up constantly. And I think she had a lot of orders. You know, I don't know. So hopefully she'll get caught up and you guys get your babies very, very soon. I think that it'll be great to finally get them. Yeah, that is terrible if you're going to wait that long. I mean, I'm hopefully she's updating you guys so that you are aware of, you know, when these things are going to, you know, when you can re-expect your delivery date. But it's always hard with artists. They get behind. Yeah, it did damage in her studio. And that was the problem, is she had to clear out her studio, fix the damage, move stuff back in. And she had stuff put in storage prior to the hurricane, like as in preparation. And I know she had some things that needed to be fixed before she could continue working. You may want to reach out to her. I'm guessing a lot of people reach out to her and it may take her a bit to get back to you, but she's usually generally really good about communicating if she's running behind and just giving you a new timeline. Yeah, that is sad, definitely. But as I'm sitting here, I notice I'm rocking her like she's a real baby. Hopefully she'll get back to you. I'd give her like a week or so. Yeah, last week. Yeah, usually if she doesn't get back to you immediately, it's usually because she's really tied up and busy. And I know she doesn't always answer emails on the weekends. But yeah, so even I think Claire's popularity has picked up significantly. And then we're making videos. And I've always made videos about Claire and her silicones and how much I love them. Well, that's too bad. That's not nice. That's not good. But, so I think with all of us talking about Claire on our videos and how much we love her silicone and stuff, I think has really made her business blow up. And that's why she's behind. But I think Romy goes through the same thing. Diana, that's hilarious. It's a habit. You just do. And you think you have a baby in your arms, whether they're alive or not, it doesn't matter. We all rock them. It's like, it's innate in us. You know what I mean? Because I'm sitting here just rocking her. She doesn't need to be rocked really, but it's just kind of one of those things when you pick up a baby, that's what you do. But yeah, even Romy ran into problems when she's making dolls, which is why she doesn't do lists. She doesn't do customs anymore because she found she couldn't keep up. And people would hound her and hound her and hound her. And when you have, when you're behind in work, the stress is already there. So then you have the collector contacting you constantly. It also makes it very stressful for the artist to really do their artistic thing. And I would guess she's probably feeling very stressed about the fact that she's so behind in her work. But I know that she'll make good on it. I've never had ever. I've ordered dolls from her and had them be months behind, but when she was done with them, she contacted me immediately and I got the doll and I was always very, very satisfied because you don't want her to rush them. Oh, you want a Romy as a custom baby? Good luck with that. Romy does not generally do customs. She makes them as she wants to and then she puts them up for adoption. She doesn't usually work off a list anymore. That went badly awry back in the day. Yes, this is actually probably why Claire's not going to be doing customs. She is overwhelmed and I know she knows she's behind and that collectors are getting stressed. And as an artist, I can't imagine the pressure she's probably under. God, I wouldn't want to be in her shoes, honestly. But I know that her work is brilliant. So when these babies arrive, you're going to fall in love. It's just inevitable because the realism is just like nothing you can compare to. And the feel of her silicone. So I know that some of you have the Gabby Gal out there or you have a kit or whatever. I know Erica, of course, has one of her top of the line best silicone out there. So she knows what it feels like to have one of her babies. But for those that are new to getting a Claire Taylor silicone custom by her, There is nothing like the feel of this silicone. It's not like her kit silicone. It's very different. It's very soft. It's like memory foam, marshmallow mixture. It's amazing. They just melt in your arms. Hello, Gal Grady. Well, good morning to you. I'm glad you could join me as well. I've got little Lucy here who says hello to little baby Shiloh. We're just talking about Claire Taylor silicone and how amazing it feels. An artist recommendation for Maya, are you looking for silicone or are you looking at Reborns? We're just kind of chit-chatting here. Yes. Yes, exactly. Erica, you were absolutely right. I never ever contact her unless I absolutely needed to. Oh, we love Shiloh. We send kisses back. Final. Actually, I'll message you, Maya. After that, I can get you a list of really good reborn artists that I know are fantastic artists. I can send you a list. Because I can't think of them off the top of my head, but I can definitely give you a list. But ultimately, you know, I think the best thing is to leave an artist be when they're creating work, even as hard as it may be. I think that when you message them and ask, when is it going to be ready? When is it going to be ready? When is this? When is that? I mean, asking for an extended, you know, possible delivery date is very reasonable, but asking over and over again, I think only stresses them out. And I think it interrupts their whole flow of doing what artists do best, and that's to create. And if it takes the fun out of it, they're not going to be motivated to be working on your doll. Honestly, that's kind of how I feel. I don't know if it's the truth. It's just kind of how I would perceive it if it were me. Right. Yep. See, you had a reason to contact her. I'm sure she's fine with that, and I'm sure she will get back to you. I just want artists to kind of be able to create, like I have this custom reborn that I'm waiting on. This artist will not hear a peep from me unless she contacts me, or if there's a change to be made, I will not bother her, and I'm terrible at waiting. A vinyl for $10,000. Oh boy. If it's a reborn baby vinyl, I wouldn't pay $10,000 for any vinyl baby. I don't care how good it is. That's outrageous. But that's just my prerogative. But yeah, no, I will not bother this artist, and I will sit and I can suffer and she won't know I'm suffering and waiting and just being impatient, because I want her to be able to create, make the baby the best the baby can be made. And then when I get the baby, that's what I'm supposed to have, the baby. And I'm not a patient person, you guys. I am one of these instant gratification people. I want the doll and I want it now, as soon as I pay for it. And the doll's paid for, has been from the time I placed the order. But it's really not about that. What would be the highest I would go for a vinyl? I can tell you what I have spent the highest on for a vinyl reborn. And I can't believe I spent that. The highest I've ever paid for a vinyl reborn is about $4,200. Like, I don't even want to say that out loud, you guys. That's crazy. And why is it that we feel like we can't spend that on a vinyl versus a silicone? One, I can give you my reasoning for this. I have spent way more for a silicone doll. I've had Romy Stridham's babies. She's the most expensive artist out there. I've paid full value, especially by certain artists. You know that you can always get your money back out of them. Yeah, stress for anything custom is unbearable. I can't imagine it. I wouldn't want to do it either, in any shape or form. I mean, crazy stress. But hi there, Jennifer. So I would definitely pay more for a silicone. I think that we all know that silicones maintain their value. You can resell them. Reborns, literally, it's like a car off of a lot. The minute you buy a reborn doll, I don't care how great the artist is, the minute you buy it off of eBay or directly from the artist, the minute you receive the doll, it's depreciated. It is literally like buying a car, no joke. Because nobody else, for some reason, us collectors have this thought that it immediately should be devalued and no one will pay that amount of money, even though someone just did. We don't want to spend that amount of money on a vinyl doll. We will on a silicone doll, and happily for a silicone doll. It's just the difference of how we view things and perceive things. So probably the most I would spend on a reborn at this point in time, if it were done well enough, maybe $1,500, but I probably wouldn't go above that just because I know I would lose my butt trying to resell the doll, no matter how nice the doll is. It just is what it is, and that's how us fickle collectors are, which is why it's nice to find them on a secondary market. So usually I don't get so bummed out if I really, really want a doll, like I see a reborn that's done really beautifully. I don't get all that bummed out because ultimately I know on the secondary market I can probably find the doll later on down the road or another doll similar. And I kind of view the silicones as the same thing. Like, I don't know if I would want to buy directly from an artist necessarily again, because I've gotten so many good deals buying on the secondary market. And through DollFan is probably my favorite place to buy silicone dolls and reborn dolls off the secondary market. I think it's the most trustworthy place. You guys hear me talk about DollFan all the time. And it truly is a trustworthy place. I swear that, you know, you go on to Facebook, you don't know who these people are. There are too many people out there. Yes. Yep. You stopped buying reborns, Diana? Yeah, I just, this will be my first reborn I've had in quite some time because I just had the urge, and this particular artist's work I absolutely love, and I wanted a sleeper. So someone asked me earlier if I prefer awake or sleeping babies, and I love them both, but there is something so amazing about a sleeping reborn and or silicone. There's something so peaceful, and you can take them out anywhere, and it's just a sleeping peaceful baby. And I like to take my dolls out. You know, I like that part of it. Yes, you want to be wowed by any doll. Listen, I'm not going to buy a doll. I will not spend money on a doll I absolutely don't drop dead, fall in love with. I have to love the doll to really spend any amount of money on it. I agree, Diana. I think DollFan over Facebook, and I know that there are groups for selling and stuff like that on Facebook, and it's supposed to make it easier and more trustworthy. Hi, Lynn. I'm glad you caused too. Honestly, it's all about trust for me. I've been scammed a couple times. I don't like to admit it, but I've been put in some really bad positions selling dolls and buying dolls. It's a scary place out there, and I've said this in previous videos as well. One of the things about the bond with our babies is, one, the transaction has to go smoothly, or else none of us are going to stay bonded to the doll. If there's a negative anything associated with that particular doll and receiving the doll, it makes it very hard for us to bond with the doll and want to keep the doll. That, for me, is a very real thing. So if you have an awful time with either, say you're buying a new doll and you don't have good communication with the seller, they do some shady stuff, or it takes forever to receive your doll and just things aren't right, or they didn't send what they're supposed to, and maybe there's something a little off about the doll. Could be any number of things. That completely turns me off to the doll, and usually if there's been a bad experience, I don't keep the doll. The doll goes down the road quicker than you can even say bye. You know, it's just, it's hard when you have a bad experience. I will definitely help you out with some recommendations. If anybody else decides they would like a list of good reborn artists and or silicone artists, I can definitely give you guys a list. Yes, yes. Oh my gosh. Sellers can be horrible. Okay, so if someone regrets selling you a doll, guess what? They're going to hound you. That's happened to me as well. They regret parting with the doll, or if you... Gosh, it can go any number of ways. We're very attached to these dolls, and sometimes people make rash decisions and sell their dolls, and then they regret it, and then they hound you to try to get the doll back. Is that what happened with you, Diana? I think that's what you said had happened. And that's absolutely a horrible... yes, I'm happy to provide a list for you. I will contact you after I continue, or after I finish the live. I'll definitely reach out to you. Yeah, I mean, we want to buy the doll and enjoy the doll, but if someone's going to hound us or make us feel awful because they decided to sell their doll, I mean, give me a break. But it's happened. I literally have had that happen multiple times with multiple doll sales over the years. I've had a lot of weird things. Yes, I remember this. Diana, I remember when this happened. It was messed up. It was really messed up. And do you still have the doll? I hope you still have the doll. Because I wouldn't give in to that. But that's just me. Because I've been on the other end of that. I felt bad after selling a doll and really regretted doing that, but I've never hounded somebody. I will usually reach out once and say, hey, keep me in mind, or when I sell the doll, if I'm a little, heck no, good for you. But usually if I sell a doll, like I did with this baby, when I sold her originally, I reached out and said, if you decide to part with the doll, just keep me in mind. I would like first right to refusal. And that's what I have done with a lot of my dolls. And every single time I've requested that, when people have sold on those dolls, they have always, yes, I will comment. I will reach out to you through the comment section. So if you leave a comment if you guys leave a comment on this video after it's up, after it's done with the live portion, then I will reach out to you. Literally just comment, please send me a list, and that's how I'll know you'll want a list. That's probably the easiest way. Or leave me your email address as well is fine if you're comfortable with that. But yeah, so every single time I've asked someone to contact me, they always have contacted me immediately when they've decided to sell on the baby. It's also how I managed to get this one back. Got lucky. And I leave it at that. If I don't ever hear from them again, then that's their prerogative, whether they choose to remember to let me know. But people are usually really good in the doll world. I think people are very good at being conscientious and doing those things, because when we decide to sell the doll, we want someone that, you know, is going to be an easy transaction. What better way to do that is to find the previous mommy that wants the doll back. That's how I view it. That I just want an easy transaction, and it's gotten to the point where selling dolls has become so scary because I don't know who would potentially be scamming me, because I've had that happen too, and it was a nightmare. It was awful. One of the truly most awful things that I went through is to have someone try to tell me I scammed them, and it turned into a huge ordeal, and it got thrown all over YouTube because people like to take sides and people don't know the whole story behind both sides. And ultimately, I've always been known for having a stellar seller feedback and buyer feedback. I'm always very conscientious and very careful about, yes, it's very much better to sell privately. Yes, Diana, I'm sure you remember that. That situation still gives me nightmares, because I work so hard in this community to have a good reputation, and my reputation is everything to me. And I am very careful with my dolls. I'm very honest about things that are going on with my dolls. I've actually stopped a sale because I found a flaw with a doll, and I wanted to get the doll repaired before I would let the doll go to a new mommy, because I don't want there to ever be turmoil. It's too stressful, and it's way too much money when we're talking about these silicone dolls to send a doll and go, oh, hope they don't notice. That's just not how it works. That's not how my brain works. I want to know that it's a smooth transaction, and that the person getting the doll loves the doll and there's no flaws. If there are, I always disclose them. I find that that's a good practice. I have been on the other side of it and received several dolls that, yes, very traumatic, very traumatic. I've received dolls that have had flaws that I know that the person selling me the doll knew the flaws were there. They just kept it to themselves. Yes, she looks like she's just been born. She is a truly depicted newborn baby. She's teeny. She's a newborn size. So yeah, so I'm always careful, even when I'm selling dolls. I'd rather prefer to find somebody that I know to sell the doll to, and that's luckily been the case. And I've also done some really great trades, but I usually do them through DollFan. I will not lie, guys. That is one of the best places. Oh, thank you. She's very cuddly. She's what you'd call the super marshmallowy soft, memory foam, melts in your arms. Like, she's literally just curled up in my arms. She's just so little and very much feels like a newborn baby. But ultimately, DollFan is the place to go. I think that people that are either new to collecting or people who have been just collecting and just haven't joined a forum, I think that that is a place to get to know other collectors other than just YouTube, because this is a great community to, you know, get to know each other, and we all make a lot of friends. I have tons of friends through YouTube. It's great. But I have a lot of old friends that I have known for years on Doll Fan, and if I would want to go on to look for a new doll or to sell my doll, that's the first place I'm going to go, because I know the people there. And okay, I know probably like 80 to 90% of the people there because I've been there. I've talked with them. I've gotten to know them through what the dolls they collect. How do my kids, oh, that's a great question, actually. My daughters are actually 18 and 20, gonna be 19 and 21 next month. So my daughters are grown. My daughters have known that I've been a Reborn collector for the time since they were little babies. I've collected from the time they were babies, truly. And they actually were enjoying collecting dolls with me. They each have their own Reborns that I had made for them when they were younger, and they still have them, and they told me that just to put them away while they're going through their teenage lives. And they still really, like, they see every doll that comes in, they give their approval. Both of them are enjoying this particular baby the most out of every doll I've ever had. When I sold her the first time, they were both a little ticked at me. So they really enjoy the dolls. They may not be like collectors at this point in time, but I feel like that they at some point will come back to collecting at some point in time, because they both love dolls. Yes, I feel like they were lucky. Hi, June. I feel like my daughters are lucky to be able to see what's come in and out of my nursery. Yes, there's a lot of the videos that you'll see with me taking walks with my dolls. One of my daughters is usually always with me at the time, either filming with me or coming up with ideas to do different videos and where we should take the baby to go for a walk. It's the cutest thing ever. I actually love being able to spend the time with my daughters, and I like that my family is supportive of my hobby. I'm very lucky like that. Thank goodness. But because it can be stressful too. But yeah. So I hope you guys are enjoying seeing Lucy. She's a very well-behaved newborn, isn't she? I can't wait for the weather to get a little bit warmer so that I can start taking her out. But also when I get my new sleeper, I'm gonna be looking forward to taking her out too. See, that's awesome. It's great to have a supportive family member, whether you're married or have a boyfriend or whatever, whoever's in your life, it's great to have that. Thank you, Erica. I hope you have a great afternoon too. Go make a video. Good, I'll go watch it. Yeah. Yeah, I absolutely am very lucky. I actually dragged my other half to the Rose Doll Show, and yeah, it's great. He had no clue that the doll community was as big as it was. It was hilarious. Like, I tried to explain to him, like, you're going to be overwhelmed. He's just like, oh, it's no big deal. Whatever. It's no big deal. When we got there on the actual first day of the show, and I actually dragged him through the actual doll show, let me tell you, I have never seen him so, like, in awe. Like, he had no idea it was as big as it was. None whatsoever. So it was really kind of an eye-opening experience for him to really be able to see what it is that draws us, how many artists were there, how many collectors were literally running through the doors to get to certain booths the fastest that they could because they wanted certain dolls or the giveaways or certain things that they were looking for. It was the funniest thing ever. And then I think he had a whole new respect, and he understood because he saw the prices of things. And the year I went to Rose, Romy Stridham had a booth there, and she had some pretty amazing babies that she had sitting at her booth, let me tell you. And I think a couple of them will, I think they were during auction, and they went up to like over $16,000, $17,000 while she was at the doll show. I'm not sure what doll shows I'm going to be attending this year. I'm trying to work it out with my new schedule because I just started a new job, and I would like to attend at least one of the doll shows. I just have to see time frame when it's going to work for my job. Once they realize just how crazy it is, they're like, see ya, you go do your thing. Yes, I think that if we went again, yes, I would love to see you too, Lynn, at the Rose Doll Show. That would be amazing. That's really my goal, is to try to get to the Rose Doll Show, because it's for a majority of the people that I want to see again, go to, and I know they'll all be there. I just wish there were more doll shows. I wish they were closer to where I am, because I'm on the East Coast, and everything, like, the Rose Doll Show is literally across the United States. It's a long trek for me, and so I want to make sure I have the time. That's another one. I'd like to go to IDTS. It's kind of one of those things where I have to see the timing of it, see what my schedule is, because if I'm going to go to any doll show, I usually want to take the week to have like a vacation, because I will take my other half. Even if he doesn't attend the doll show, I want to travel with somebody, or at least get a friend to be on track with me so we can go together. I wish there was in New York. Are you in New York, Jennifer? Yeah, it depends on the year. It depends on the year who's attending the doll shows. Like, the year I went to Rose Doll Show, that was one of the best doll shows I think that I had heard of, because of the list of artists that happened to be there. Because Claire Taylor was there. She didn't have a booth, but she was there, and she had one of her dolls in the competition. Oh, cool. Another New Yorker. We have nothing over here. She is going to be, yes. Also, Thistleberry Babies usually has a booth at the Florida show. But the year that I went, when Romy was there, and gosh, there were so many artists there that year. I just thought it was great to commingle with all those people that I've either chatted with and or, you know, purchased dolls from. To be able to hang out with them was like the coolest thing in the world. And then you're hanging out with your friends with babies. It's just like the neatest thing and the most comfortable, normal thing, and you don't ever feel that way anywhere else but at a doll show. And like over in the UK, they have doll shows left and right. Like, they have them like all year round, I swear. Like, I want to have that where I live. Like, I feel like I'm missing out. I want to hang out with more dolly people. You guys are my people. That's like what I'm most comfortable with. We all speak the same language. We get each other. It's just, I don't have someone close to me nearby that I can just go hang out with and just talk dollies with, and that kind of bums me out. But yeah, so that's my goal, is to try to work out getting to one of those shows this year. I just have to work it out with my boss. And that's kind of, you know, starting a new job, you have to kind of work around, because I am very deadline driven in my job. So ultimately, yeah, I would love to come live in the UK. I'd like to be like your next door neighbor, Jackie. Honestly, I want to live right next to you, and I want to live right next to Tina, so that we can all hang out with our babies. That would be my dream. But yeah, I mean, ultimately, I just have to work it out with my schedule. Yeah, that would be great. I want to spread it around the world, because our hobby is amazing, you guys. That's kind of where I'm at with my attitude about how people think of us. I just want to educate people, because these babies are amazing, and I want everybody to realize that too. But we're about at an hour, guys, so I'm going to be wrapping it up here, because I got to feed my dogs now that they've quieted down, and I got to get dinner started. Yes, I know you guys aren't that close together, but you're way closer together than I am with you guys, darn it all. I just want to be like, I want to have like this little neighborhood. This is my dream, guys. This is going to sound goofy and funny, but I kid you not. This would be like the ultimate dream, is that we have like this little cul-de-sac of all dolly collectors. We all live on the same cul-de-sac, or like a road with just doll collectors, all of us friends. And we get to hang out and have dolly play dates whenever we want. And we have all of our besties right close together, and we can have our own little doll shows with our little artists and everything. That's what I want to do when I retire. I want to find all of my dolly friends, and we're going to live together close by so we can have meetups. That's called hashtag goals, guys. I know that's wacky. Dolly Street, that would be perfect, Jackie. Oh my gosh. That's my goal, guys. Gail, I hope you have a fabulous week too. Love you very much. I'm glad you guys enjoyed the chat. I really loved coming on. I'm so glad I figured out live. So you guys will definitely see me doing a lot more live video chats. And I'll bring on some really interesting topics so that we can, you know, chat it up like we like to with our babies, guys. So Lucy says goodbye to everybody, and she loves all of her aunties out there. I've got to change her and get her ready for bed. Thank you, Diana. Love you very much. All right, guys, I'm going to end it here. I hope you all have an amazing rest of your Saturday evening. And I will see you guys very, very soon, okay? So this has been fun. We'll do it again very soon. Have a great night, guys. Bye.